Daniel Penny manslaughter trial is saying they're deadlocked, but the judge is saying no. Keep trying. Now the jury is asking the judge for clarification on determining the use of force. Joining us now with more on this is Imran Ansari. He is an attorney and former Brooklyn District Attorney, rather Assistant District Attorney. Imran, thank you for joining us right now. There's a lot of questions right now. This Allen charge, what is the Allen charge and how does it relate to this case?
The Allen charge goes back to an old case, Allen versus the United States, and it allows the judge to instruct the jury that if they're deadlocked and they're in the midst of deliberations, they send a note out to the judge saying that they can't reach a unanimous verdict. He's not calling or she's not calling a mistrial, and the judge tells the jury to say, go back to that deliberation room, try again, try talking to your fellow jurors, analyzing the evidence, and try to come to a unanimous verdict on the case. So it's basically telling the jurors, saying your work's not done yet. I'm not letting you call it quits and calling it a mistrial. And I'm asking you to go back into that deliberation room, still talk to each other and see if you can come to a unanimous verdict.
The whole city is torn by this case. I'm not surprised that they're deadlocked, but having a judge tell them go back and deliberate more, what's likely to happen inside that chamber? What can be different?
Well, Duarte, for a case like this, the amount of time that the jurors have been deliberating, it's not too long. It hasn't been days on end. It's been a few days, but this is a complicated case, and you said it yourself. It's divided the city, and clearly it's divided this jury. So what could change? Well, we don't know how many of those jurors are saying guilty, how many of them are saying not guilty. But what's going to happen is that the conversation ideally will continue between those jurors. And they're going to be talking about their points of view, what evidence they think is strong for guilt, what is strong for acquittal, and ultimately talking more amongst themselves to see if they can work out the differences and come to a unanimous verdict.
Very quickly, they're asking for clarification on determining use of force. What could have been misunderstood here?
Well, these charges that the jury gets from the judge, sometimes it leads to confusion. They don't know exactly how the charges will be applied to the facts. And the use of force here is everything. Was Daniel Penny justified in his actions? And if he's justified, that's going to lead them to an acquittal. If they find that the use of force was excessive and not justified, they're going to come back with a guilty verdict. And that's why that question is so important here.
Imran Ansari, thank you so much for joining us and for that clarity.